about the NFL is that stadium sellouts are a good chunk of change. It's nothing to laugh about, but the revenue comes from everybody that doesn't go to the game. People that buy hats, people that buy T-shirts, people that buy footballs that say Kansas City Chiefs, and couches made of leather that logos on them of arrowheads. That's where the revenue comes in. Not necessarily, you're not going to pay your player's salary based on simply ticket sales from locals.
And the Kansas City Chiefs have had a bunch of fair weathers that buy stuff when they win 8 games. I mean, the thing is that they've had the same fan base for 35 years.
5 of them.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
Arrowhead's
Chiefs fans.
Crazy, and my dad likes the Chiefs. Our friend Troy likes the Chiefs. Ryan Reeser likes the Chiefs. I've named 3 people right there.
Evening, Troy.
I've never even been to Kansas City that love that team.
Yeah, but are they buying NFL gear?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I believe
because nobody wants to see be seen in a Chiefs hat right now.
I believe we may have a phone call.
Oh, hello.
It's a football show.
It's a football show. Hello.
Hello.
Or have we been lied to? Patch it through.
Mode.
Oh, we've got Jim.
Jim, how are you? Jim's on silent.
Awesome sauce.
Well, we're going to kick his audio on in a second here, and we'll see what.
You, the guy with the cannons?
Hello, Jim.
You're going to cut me off?
Nope, you're there. You're there, Jim.
Start all over.
Start all over.
What's your question, Jim?
Jimbo.
I just asked if you had a bloody nose.
I do have a bloody nose.
Oh, you want another one?
Oh, yeah? Chiefs fan, huh?
That's right.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
I think you got an antagonist out here.
Well,
what are you, something from Fight Club?
Price Plus?
No, not
Nice.
Price Plus. Fight Club.
Jim, what do you think about the Kansas City situation?
All right, go back to your sports, Fight Club.
Oh, no. I know who that is. We've got bad fans. Bad fan, Nordberg. Nice. You're kicked off the show permanently there, Dave. Jim.
Jim, that was a good alias.
He had me going. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Nice.
Yeah, I knew it was an inside job when he said Fight Club because
Nobody gets who I am for Halloween. But
you just look like a hipster that fell over.
I was actually riding my skateboard here when I took a tumble. It got messy.
I was on my bike.
Nice. Anyways, this is a football show, right?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
We were talking
Chiefs
about
show.
the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's probably gonna lose his job.
Yeah.
But
it's
I don't
too bad.
think
I
he
think Herm
should.
Edwards
I
is a decent
think
coach.
actually,
But
if the Chiefs go 50%, he doesn't lose his job because it shows he's building. I don't know if they'll go 50%.
I think if he wins 60% of the last 6 games, they will. If they show any improvement in the last part of the season, he'll get to stay.
nice. I don't know.
As long as he's not
Bullshit.
coaching the Lions or the Bengals.
If you get to
Those
coach the
guys are
Lions or
gonna
the
roll.
Bengals, you
They
get
will
to keep
roll.
your job no matter what, unless you're the owner.
They're going to roll.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Coaches are gone.
I have not heard anybody call for Rod Marinelli's head other than I think the two of us.
I think he will.
Oh, I've actually heard rumor mill stuff that Marinelli was getting. they were
Postulation
starting
by
to get-
analysts, but actual people that have any knowledge of football.
I think he'll roll.
Wait,
They
we're
already
analysts.
fired his administration. He was hired by the administration. He's all that's left. They're probably going to weed him out.
I know who is going to get fired on the Lions staff.
John Kidna?
John Barry.
John
already
Barry.
gone.
Yeah.
Oh, Barry's gone.
No,
Toledo's gone.
Kidna's
Barry's
still
gone.
on the roster.
Kidna.
Kitna's AI.
Yeah, he
IR.
IR.
Sorry.
Yeah, but he's still
He has artificial
owned.
intelligence. Which can be
He's
said.
appearing next to Jude Law.
So he
one of
gets
the
hit
worst
so many
movies I've
times
ever
and he's
seen.
still. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah. So yeah, let's not talk about the Chiefs anymore. What about the? Let's just hang out in the AFC West for a second. Chargers. I think they're going to finish strong. What do you think?
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to flop. Their defense is garbage. They don't have anything.
Denver makes the playoffs over the Chargers.
Yes.
I think
Impossible.
Unpossible?
Impossible.
Did you make up a new word?
Yeah, no.
You have a little Justin
It's
Thesaurus?
impossible. There's no way that Denver's
I think
going
Denver
to.
is going to make the playoffs and the Chargers won't.
No, Denver's
got
falls
they-
apart.
They don't have a running
Neither one of
game.
them have
and
a
it's
defense.
staple of
Chargers loses their
offense.
first game in the playoffs.
Well,
Without a
yeah,
doubt.
obviously.
That's
But
what we said last year, and they went to the championship.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. They
They're
beat
worse
the
this
Colts.
They don't have lights out.
They don't have lights out, but the thing is that defense has had problems because it's been on the field too much. Their linebackers are 25, 30 pounds heavier than average linebackers.
So their line.
They will get tired. If they play in bursts, watch out for those guys. If the offense starts just to eat clock, if Norv Turner at some point realizes, hey, I've got the best running back in the NFL,
which hasn't done a lot. He's got Sproles back there. That's a good change of pace. And when the Saints can go in there without Reggie Bush and launch up over 30-some points on them.
Yeah. Well, 30-some points by a quarterback that practiced against that defense and that defensive scheme for the majority.
You've got to think, though, since the new coach, that they've instilled something. I mean, last time he played with them was Schottenheimer.
But it's still a 3-4, and there's still a lot of the same personnel.
I think what's going on right now with the Chargers is exactly what everybody assumed when Norv Turner took control, was that they would be okay because he's an offensive mastermind and they would just go to garbage because every team that he has coached has gone to garbage. Except for when he was offensive coordinator, he did quite well.
When he was the offensive coordinator for Jimmy Johnson, I guess he actually did. I think he got that job because Frank Gore is a freak, because he was the San Francisco offensive coordinator the year that Frank Gore came out, and Gore is just a freak.
Oh, he
just runs over people and gets touchdowns and gets frustrated, whatever. I don't think there was anything fantastic about that play calling in that. It was like he, as offensive coordinator, went, oh my, that guy just ran over 10 people. Do it again. Do it again. And since Frank Gore started doing that, I mean, the passing game has been completely non-existent. And the passing game is non-existent as a symptom of what he did as offensive coordinator there. So I would say that Norv Turner was good as the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys the first 2 years and has been terrible ever since.
Yeah, and I think that's why I believe the Chargers do not have what it takes to go in the long run.
Yeah. On paper, personnel-wise, they are
fantastic. They're an unbelievable team, and the fact that they don't have a fantastic record, I think, reflects on the coaching.
I think that this is completely riveting.
It is.
I think that you guys have really. Yeah, I don't know. I think that. Thank you, Dave.
Is that thing you shoot T-shirts out?
Hello, Dave.
The guy on the right.
Who's the guy on the right?
T-shirts out of that gun?
No, I'm not shooting T-shirts. I would shoot touchdowns out of it.
All right.
He shoots championships.
Is that good enough for you?
The broadcast.
Oh,
we're actually going to fire a
wind
T-shirt through the
is.
TV.
Yeah, right in your face there, Jim. We'll see you outside, Jimbo. Who is that guy? I don't know. We need to get
put a few back on Howard.
Yeah. How's the whiskey, Dave?
That sort of behavior. This is a family show.
We don't need silly business. Anyways.
Icing the kicker.
Icing the kicker. Good topic.
Yeah, well, who it was 2 weeks ago?
Tom Cable.
Tom Cable, ice the kicker.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
That was stellar.
Ken Wisenhunt did it against the Cowboys, too.
Yeah, Ken Wisenhunt escaped that game because
maybe we should introduce people what we're talking about.
Ended up, I'm going to come back to this because Drayton is on the phone.
Oh, Drayton.
Hello,
Drayton.
Our missing host.
Well. How's the candy hunt, Drayton?
Hello, Drayton.
We had Drayton.
We may or may not.
We had Drayton for 6 weeks, and now we've lost him all of a sudden at this point.
MIA.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Drayton.
Okay, man. Happy Halloween, boys. Come here.
Hi.
Thank you, Drayton. Thank you for
Okay.
calling.
Yeah, you guys look great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, well, happy Halloween. I'll see you guys next Friday. Bears are going to win by at least 23.
They're playing Detroit. That's the easiest pick.
Yeah.
to win.
Thanks for the vote of confidence there. Sub-analysis.
How about that game?
Yeah, let's talk about that. We'll come back to the icing the kickers.
Detroit, terrible defense. Matt Forte running off the chain. Orton throwing the ball pretty well. I mean, he threw the ball well when he subbed in a couple years ago, and he's done consistently well. They keep throwing Rex Grossman in there. For some reason, they think he has a hope.
Wait. They keep throwing. They haven't played Rex Grossman this year.
But they've had Orton on.
Okay. You had me confused.
Okay.
Orton's been the
roster.
guy that they've wanted.
They've wanted Orton for a long time. They just kept throwing Rex in there for some weird reason. But the Bears are solid this year. The defense is playing great. Detroit, you couldn't say either one of those things about that team. The offense is calling plays that are just horrible. And the defense is.
Where
Do they have a defense?
Defense?
Yeah, they have. They actually have football players on that team,
On that-
right?
No,
They
they
have
have actual people.
Honolulu
Speaking of
Blue.
Halloween, every Sunday is Halloween. If you're a Detroit Lion, you get up and you dress up like you're a football player.
You put on the silver pants and you make bad decisions.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have at best a third string quarterback starting for them. They have
Dan
Dan
Orlovsky.
Orlovsky ran out of bounds, and he was 6 feet out of bounds
Still
directing
playing.
traffic. He's
Still
like,
playing.
"You keep going. We're gonna get a touchdown here."
This is, as bad as Detroit is, you don't really have to read any statistic, anything. They just signed Dante Culpepper.
Yeah,
Oh,
Thank-
that's right. Eee.
that did
Put
happen
the
this week.
Tombstone on Ford Field. This team is done.
However, Dante Culpepper can do one thing:
Fall down.
heave it.
Throw
He can heave
interceptions.
it,
Yeah, to
and
the other team.
Calvin Johnson can go up and get it.
Dude, John Kitna is not exactly a slouch when it comes to putting the ball out as far as he can.
Yeah.
It's just that
That's-
it's usually
well-
the ball goes out of bounds when he does that,
I
or
know.
he gets hit while he's trying to huck it as long as he can. If you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a football
yeah, you're not
team.
going to be able to get that deep.
As
one
long
thing-
as they keep doing what they're doing, it's
The one thing I can say
impossible.
about Culpepper's skill set throughout his history, when Culpepper's in a panic, he throws interceptions. He's a location thrower. He knows the plays. He knows where the receiver is. If the receiver's there, he can't think on his feet. He never has. It's why he didn't make it with Miami. It's why he didn't make it with the Raiders, because they had no offensive line. Guy couldn't think on his feet. Same thing's going to happen with Detroit. History will repeat itself. He's going to throw on the run. He'll have to make up his mind really fast, and it's done.
Yeah, it's no touchdowns anymore.
If anybody's going to get him, though, it's Calvin Johnson. I think that's the only reason he survived as long as he did in Minnesota, because
Randy Moss.
he can throw it so far and so high that he doesn't need 4 seconds to throw a 60-yard pass.
Well, if you
he
notice
throws
this-
it so high in the air that you can. It's like punting or something.
Yeah, well, as soon
It
as
has
Randy
this
Moss was gone,
ridiculous hang
Culpepper
time.
was gone too,
Oh,
because that was his
exactly.
only resource. If he
But-
panicked, he just threw it long.
Calvin Johnson, throw it long.
Well, everybody will have a chance in America to watch Dante Culpepper
I don't
on
even-
Thanksgiving.
Even starts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gosh. He's. Ugh. Oof.
Who are the Lions playing on Thanksgiving?
I'm gonna
The
drink
annual.
Friday on Thanksgiving.
Oh
Playing-
yeah,
they're
well,
playing
duh.
the Colts.
The Colts? Are you
They got to
kidding
play
me?
the Colts this year.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I think that they're going to do it again because they did it that last time when the Colts put 50 on them or
50,
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
The first time that they went
Yucky.
7 straight Thanksgiving games, and then they just got completely slapped around,
Yeah.
made fools of.
right. Speaking of watching an actual football game on television this year, I would like to do a little discussion on the Fox and the CBS
Go on.
showing mountain biking and pro bull riding as opposed to football in the afternoons.
The Pro Bowl riding, at least regionally, you get something, but the mountain biking, that's
You
just
get-
like
you get
turning
something?
on.
What do you
people
get?
watch bull riding.
It's Sunday. You're supposed to be watching football. You're supposed to have 2 double headers. Not everybody has the Sunday ticket. You're supposed to be able to
Yeah.
flip-flop during
All
commercials.
I've got
That's
the thumb
football.
thing is that usually they work out for you, like watch the play, watch the play, watch the play, and when they're in the huddle, you're on the other channel, so you're seeing you can actually see every play. All the time.
That's right, yeah. But we don't get that. We instead get mountain biking, and it's probably going to be fishing next week. I don't know if we're missing something in our demographics here in Boise, that in the afternoon half the men in the world go out and mow the lawn or something. But it seems to me when we, like 3 or 4 years ago, it was double headers on both channels.
Yeah.
What the heck happened?
Well,
Football's
West
big,
Coast,
right?
The West Coast, they typically show a Raiders game. I'm going to watch bull riding.
Yeah, but I'm not
I'll
talking.
watch that all day.
It's not necessarily
I watch
our
bull riding
local
24 hours
affiliates.
a day before I watch the Raiders.
It's not our local affiliates. It's the actual headquarters,
it's the
because
local
the guys.
affiliates.
No,
The
they're.
local affiliates get
If
to
you pay
choose.
attention, they're announcing it. Jim Brown is announcing. For those of you on
They get
the.
to choose bumpers to run specific to what they're going
Well,
to
that's
do.
silly business. Either way, it's no good. It's
They
no
had-
good.
yeah, and
It's
I
all brass
actually-
on the Titanic, right, Mac?
It's going down.
It's
Oh,
going down, baby.
I don't even know. When in Rome.
Yeah,
What?
Exactly.
it's not the time to use that phrase.
When in Rome.
San
of the week, Sam.
Diego.
Game of the week. I think that the Titans and the Packers is the game of the week.
It's a good game.
I think the Packers are going to get it done.
You do.
Oh, yeah.
Through the air or through the ground?
Well,
Ground hasn't done it for the Packers.
Yeah, but the Titans' defense is no slouch on either
Well-
side.
They will crush you on run defense.
Yeah.
they didn't do a very good job against Dominic Rhodes last week. That was the one thing that Actually, they didn't look that crisp on defense against the Colts. The Colts moved the ball on them. They squandered opportunities on defense, and the Titans ended up getting their run game going. Collins played very well, but that defense did not win that game.
Collins doesn't have to play well for them to win. Though.
I know.
That's why I think the Titans
They
will
beat the
Green Bay.
Colts because
They punch
Collins
you in the
played
mouth over
very
and over.
well.
I think the strength of the Titans is just punching you in the mouth over and over with two running backs that are capable of doing it.
Okay. Now, my argument to that
Well,
is
one
that
running back that eats too much and one running back that does it.
However, they're
Green
both
Bay-
snappy dressers.
They are snappy dressers.
You've seen them.
the Green Bay Packers have a defense that does not squander opportunities like those given to the Colts.
They do.
If you give Green Bay a chance to take away the ball, they will take it away, and
Yeah.
they will take it to the other end zone a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck Woodson.
And
Good
I think
man.
that
Chuck.
the Green Bay Packers are a more complete football team because they're almost as good as Tennessee on defense, but they are leaps and bounds better than them on offense.
They are.
All right, so Green Bay beats Tennessee.
I take Titans.
Who's
All
taking
right,
the Titans?
I'm going with Green Bay as well. Next game of the week, Dallas and
Dallas,
and
New York.
New York, yeah, the other big
You've got two
AFC
teams.
or NFC.
While the Giants are 6-1, I still think they're looking for wins. They've been doubted all over the board. Eli Manning hasn't exactly been the model of consistency. I see Dallas falling.
To the Giants. I think you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, I don't see Brad Johnson getting them by, especially the kind of pressure that.
Brad Johnson cannot throw the deep ball. They're looking at bringing in Bollinger,
Who was they've
the
got a-
backup. They're looking at bringing in a backup that has a long arm, but not exactly. When you hear his name, it's not synonymous with playoffs.
Maybe they
He's
got a
good
guy.
quarterback.
They got a guy that's their third that is a lot like Romo. He can kind of scramble around and make plays, but they weren't ready to kind of put him in yet.
Pretty soon somebody's going to get Vinny Testaverde on the phone. I guarantee it.
Ooh, yeah. I thought that. Man, I
think
thought
Vinny
that
should be
the
there.
Chiefs were going to call him in week 2.
I don't know, man. Vinny T, where
Actually,
are
I
you,
thought the
bud?
Chiefs were going to call him
I
in the
do-
preseason because, or in the off season, because I mean, you're looking at Brody Croyle and Damon Heward. Okay, wait, who else? Tyler Thigpen. Okay, get rid of all these guys.
Yeah.
Give me Vinny T.
Vinny Testaverde.
And anybody else that's sitting on their couch, I will take them. I would actually call Jeff George and see what he was doing if that was my quarterback.
It's not the worst.
Stable.
Not the
Jeff
worst.
George.
Jeff George. No, I hate him.
Maybe a little Z-man, huh?
I do see actually a good chance for the Cowboys to win. One, they're desperate. They've got Eli Manning being inconsistent, and they're young. You have to look at the matchup. They're a good run-stopping team still.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not a good defense.
Yeah.
They do have two rookies playing cornerback, but Eli Manning hasn't exactly been consistent. Now, he could tear up the corners, but there's a chance that they could shut him down.
Yeah.
If they can shut down the pass, they can stop the run. The Cowboys have a chance.
The
What would you say to Eli Manning's consistency as somebody who has him in his fantasy team?
I would
Because
say-
he seems like pretty consistent this year.
if he closed his mouth a little bit more before the pass and maybe thought a little bit better beforehand, he'd probably look okay. But he's a drooler. Sorry, Ellie. But he
Drooler.
he
When he's
comes
in there.
out. He comes out either looking sharp. You watch him come out onto the field on the first exact play, and you know whether he's going to have a good game or not because he's either smiling or he's got his stupid mouth open.
You just have to
and
watch his feet. He gets the happy feet, and he looks like he's about to, the guy's got to go. I mean,
He's either flat
he's
or he's
panicky.
hot.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the
I
biggest part of the Giants' problem
Name
is
a game
Tom
that
Coughlin's
he's
not a
not done
motivator.
well.
He did
very
really
well
terrible against
Browns?
the Browns. Yeah, I think he
He's-
scored me 6 points
Yeah,
against the
that's
Browns.
the one game.
He threw 3 interceptions.
And having one bad
throw.
game in 6
I
good
made me a mouth
games is
breather.
now
he didn't look.
inconsistency.
He played well, but I wouldn't say he played stellar.
He
against
doesn't
the Bengals.
play stellar, and that's a stellar team. It should be a stellar team. It's not.
They look pretty. They ate the Steelers last
they're
week.
good.
I
They're a
am
good
afraid
team.
of the Giants, and I think the Giants are just going to eat the Cowboys alive. But right now, I believe we have a phone call.
Betty.
Betty.
Oh, online
Online
questions.
question.
Oh.
I didn't know
Ooh.
that.
Where will the Tampa Bay Bucks come in at the end of this season? I think that they're probably going to get the last of the wild card spots.
I do.
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
I think the Bucks are a very, very good football team. Hands down, they're solid.
Yeah,
Jeff Garcia does nothing but wins football.
everybody doubts Jeff Garcia. People don't like Jeff Garcia for a lot of reasons, and I can understand. He's not a personable
His
guy.
wife
He's
is
like
so
the Richard
hot.
Nixon of football.
He wears bell bottoms.
But he does
stick.
throw, and he's
He does have a
accurate,
walking
and he's
stick.
consistent. That's the
And
thing.
he makes plays with his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy's pushing 40, and he's still running around.
He's in better shape than most of the guys in the league, and he's
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Almost.
Good decisions. Keep him off the camera.
I think the Bucks will make the playoffs. I mean, as solid as they are, the Cowboys had a really tough time with them. I couldn't believe the Cowboys beat them.
Yeah, Troy on line
Hello,
one.
Troy.
Hi, Troy.
Hey guys,
Hey.
Hi.
hey, question for you.
Sure.
Wondering if I should start Peyton Manning over Jason Campbell this weekend.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Question.
Peyton Manning.
Because of this.
Well,
Well, Peyton Manning didn't produce for me for the last several games, and Jason Campbell has been consistent.
The thing about Jason Campbell is the New England
New England.
and
just
Indy.
lost their-
That's the game of the year every year for Indianapolis and New England. And for the last 4 years now, Peyton Manning's gone off the chain, and he looks never better than when he's playing the New England Patriots.
New
England
Troy,
has-
I'm telling you right now, put in Peyton Manning. Do yourself a
100%.
favor.
New England
Absolutely.
has a banged-up secondary. They just lost Harrison. They're putting Merriweather at cornerback. I mean, this is a
Oh,
team in
he's
trouble.
so slow for corner.
Yeah, he's
And
way
Washington's
too low.
playing Pittsburgh, right?
I wouldn't go out
It's
of my way to say
it's somebody you don't want Jason Campbell. Stay away from Jason Campbell. Peyton
They may
Manning.
or may not be playing a team who is good or bad this week because we really did our homework.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
I had to dress up like this. Give me a break. Can you put together a laser rocket arm this fast?
Can you even remember the
15
laser
minutes on
rocket
this
arm
laser
commercial?
rocket arm. Have you even seen the laser rocket arm commercial? That is a good point.
Yeah.
I feel like I should hide.
I want to talk about the Indianapolis New England game.
talk about
Bring it.
Indianapolis, New
What's up?
Two beat-up teams.
Yeah, I think that the Colts are going to bone it. They're not going to do very well because it seems like they're not even doing
come
well
on,
this
Reg.
season.
Have some faith. It's
Call him
New
Reg.
England. Yeah, have some faith
What's
in your
Reg?
team. The Colts are still a team that wants to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
New England
I
is.
want $1 million.
Yeah, well,
they
then
gonna do
if
for
you
me?
play the lottery, you might have a chance. But if you don't play the lottery, then you don't have a chance. The Colts are still playing that lottery, whereas New England those wins are falling into their lap. I'm sorry, but they're
Yeah.
falling into their lap. Colts are going to take it this coming
I'd like
Sunday.
to see them just go in there and throttle them like they're capable of and really just take some aggression out like they did to the Ravens. Because they go into Baltimore and that city hates them and they get stuff thrown at them on the way in, they get stuff thrown at them on the way out of the locker room, and they go into Baltimore and they win.
Shoes.
I would say
Tomatoes.
the key to victory for the Colts, 100%, is if Joseph Adai is back and healthy.
I don't think that has anything to do with it because Dominic Rhodes in the games that he's played is throttling Joseph Adai's averages. And in the history of the Indianapolis Colts, Dominic Rhodes has been a fantastic starting
He's a
running
great.
back for them.
Well, he's been a great secondary back. He
No,
was always
as a starting
complimentary
running back, he has been fantastic. When Edgerrin James tore his ligament in his knee, Dominic
was
Rhodes
good.
had 1,100 yards in like 14 games.
He was good. I'm not going to say he wasn't good, but I still think Joseph Adai brings something to the table that
That I think that in actuality,
you're a Colts
Dominic
fan.
Rhodes.
You're a Colts fan.
No, I'm looking
Dominic
at raw
Rhodes
numbers.
walks on water.
No, he doesn't walk on water. I wasn't even really that upset when they traded him to the Raiders. I was kind of happy when he came back, but in raw numbers, he is throttling Adai's averages, and that's not me loving the guy. He's just playing better. He's playing a lot better than
He's playing
Adai
like a guy that
played.
wasn't
Look.
supposed to play football.
I'll say one
He's
thing.
a lot faster.
No more Rodney Harrison. All Colts offense all
Yeah.
day long.
Merriweather
Oh,
at
yeah.
corner is
Yeah.
if he's. We'll come back to Merriweather at corner. We got Rick talking about the Colts.
Rick,
You there, Rick?
Hello, Rick.
Hi, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Outstanding. I would just like to talk a little bit about the Indianapolis Colts for a second and ask what guy on the right actually has that on, because I really don't think they're going to go anywhere this year. I'd like to talk about that with you guys.
What do you think? Why do you say that so much, Rick?
Well, I would just like to talk about the offense a little bit this year because it just looks as though, the offense isn't as good as the last couple years, So, I don't know.
you got to give me a little more than
Your
that, bud.
thoughts on that?
I think I know where he's going with
Yeah.
this. And what it is that right now the Indianapolis Colts are not playing well. And that happens. That happens to a lot of teams. If you look at the Chargers, honestly, even though they're not very well coached, they're not playing well.
Yeah.
And they're not playing to their capabilities. And I still have the opinion that the Colts are going to start playing well and they will get a wild card spot. And that's when they are most dangerous.
You know, the thing that I noticed about the Colts is that there's a lot of players that are the same from their really successful years. I mean, they're bringing back the same exact people. I think Tony Gonzalez is the only kind of new, fresh face that people aren't quite prepared for. But Reggie Wayne, people key on in him. Marvin Harrison, he is missing a step. I'm sorry. He's a heck of a hands receiver, but he is missing a step. Peyton Manning, it's, 14 seasons now? He's been around for a long time. He's not exactly, he's not a spring chicken. Dominic Rhodes has been around. JoJo is a fresh face, but he's on the bench. So I think as far as their offense, it's an older offense, and people are able to start keying in on certain receivers and things of that nature.
And we're about out of time, gentlemen.
Yes, indeed.
Any final thoughts? Brief final thoughts.
Trade them and
That's not going to
okay,
happen.
all right.
What are you
all
thinking
right.
about? My final thought is that Halloween is awesome.
Halloween. Jingle bells. Oh,
Good
that's too
night,
early.
people in TV land.
It's not every day you get to wear spandex.
Or a brown leather jacket and
You wear
fake
that all
blood.
day.
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay, we're leaving. We're getting off the TV.
Good night, football fans.
Good night.
Oh.
Dude, I was going to be all
Reach back
Hello,
on the phone.
Rick.
This is not even making
I guess
any
we're
sense.
still here, Rick.
Yeah, Rick's
No, we've
gone.
lost Rick.
We're
Wow.
turn off. If I had a remote, I'd turn it off right now.
Yeah, I liked Good Night Football Fans.
Good night,
And
football
we didn't
fans.
get to
We didn't
Good
get
Night
to
Football
football
Good night,
Fans.
football fans.
You'll see it on your film.
There you go.
Sorry about that. It's just
Yeah,
fun.
sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
5 minutes later. 5 minutes.
All right, gents.
Let's go drink.
We have to wait for